anyone that knows me and knows about my obsession with the NFL, this sport that I love so much, will tell you my favorite player in the NFL is Cam Newton. And recently I was watching an interview on one of my favorite shows called I Am Athlete with Ocho Cinco, Fred Taylor, and Brandon Marshall. And they asked him about retirement, and he said, yo, my ego won't let me do that. I can't retire. Like, I can't go out like this. And then he goes on to say, bro, there's not 32 guys better than me in the NFL. Bro, that's facts. There's not 32 quarterbacks in the NFL better than Cam Newton. I don't care how you feel about the guy. You're not going to tell me, I'm not going to mention names because I don't want to be that kind of guy, but you're not going to tell me certain quarterbacks are better than Cam Newton at playing the quarterback position. Let's be honest now. Obviously, there's more context to it. Like, do you want Cam Newton in your locker room? This and I feel like Cam Newton's biggest accomplishment this year was having guys like Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniel, the McCourty twins coming out publicly to say how amazing of a teammate Cam Newton was. That's going to do a lot for his image and his brand. I don't think there's been any reason for people to doubt his image and his brand. Obviously, he's very, very vocal and he's very, very intimidating, which is understandable. But anyway, let's get back to football. The facts are, before Cam Newton suffered with COVID and had to go out, Cam Newton was having a very, very good season. Considering he hadn't played for over a year, considering he joined the team 6 weeks prior to the start of the season, Cam Newton was playing well. That first game against Miami, he rushed for 75 yards. They won the game. They did what they had to. Next up, they're playing against Seattle. Russell Wilson, hot hand. There's no way they should even compete with them. Cam Newton throws for over 400 yards, almost 500 yards total that game, and they come within half a yard of winning that game, right? Then he suffers from COVID. So Cam Newton comes back from COVID. The games he misses, they're close against Kansas City for 3 quarters, and everyone's like, yo, if Cam Newton had played, they win this game. And that's true. The only difference is when Cam Newton came back from COVID, he wasn't the same guy. He's already catching up. He's only been in this team, in this system for 6 weeks, and this is a system that's been developed for 20 years, and he needs to catch up. No off season. I mean, no one's had an off season, but he actually had no off season. He literally came to the team 6 weeks ago. So he's already behind. And the New England way, the Patriots way, doesn't wait for anyone. So when he came back, he was so far behind that he couldn't catch up anymore. And he even said, like, health-wise, he needed a few games to get his feet underneath him. He needed to get into it. So I think he's not been given a fair opportunity. And I pray that Cam Newton is given a decent opportunity to show that he's still able to do this. Another thing that people tend to forget and decide to dismiss because it doesn't fit their agenda against Cameron Jarrell Newton is the fact that he had no weapons. He had nobody. Please tell me, do you know who Jacoby Myers and Demir Bird are? Did you know them? No, of course not. The Patriots are notorious for not being able to draft well when it comes to the wide receiver position. Their most successful wide receiver over the last decade is Julian Edelman, and he was a quarterback in college. He had no one. He had nothing. Next season, hopefully, he's given the chance. All of those guys that opted out on the offensive line and those really high-profile players on the defense do decide to come back, and they're going to be in a much better position. They also have the third most amount of money to spend, third or fourth when it comes to cap this season. So I do feel like the Patriots are going to be contenders next year. Honestly speaking, I pray that Cam Newton is given a genuine opportunity when it comes to a starting role in the NFL. There's guys that are saying Cam Newton's finished. He should be a back. That's not the case. Let's not get silly. Like, again, I will repeat to you for the second or third time, there aren't 32 guys better than Cam Newton that should be starting in the NFL. And that's just facts.